Oh,
This
it's
is
nice to
Praveen.
see
Good
you
to see you
again
again.
today.
Yes, fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
How are you? How's your classes going?
So far so good. I had
Mm-hmm.
three class before this class,
Oh,
and then
good.
I'm trying to translate dictation on
Under
our class.
dictation.
Yeah,
Oh, that's wonderful. Wow, you're so busy.
yeah, but it's getting
Yeah.
hotter. It's getting hotter.
Oh,
So after this
really?
class, yeah, I have to
Oh,
go to the coffee shop,
oh,
cafe,
all right.
for ice
Yes.
americano.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
Uh-huh.
Oh, how many classes do you have now?
I think today is just a few, not that
Yeah,
much, so I can
not that
also
much.
have my break time.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
normally, what do you enjoy your weekends?
Usually, I usually have like Saturday and Saturday I still work like
Yeah.
this. So after work, most of the time I do clean at home. Yeah, I
Ah,
sometimes do my laundry.
yeah.
Yeah, or
So
not.
do you live
Yes.
alone?
Yes. But
Okay.
I live with my sibling, not alone. I live with
Siblings.
my sibling. Yes.
Uh,
Okay. So I do my laundry because I
yeah.
only have like Saturday afternoon and Sunday break time. Yes.
So how often do you visit your parents?
My father, my father is also uh during holidays. I try to visit him
Okay,
during holidays.
during the holidays.
Really,
So,
not so often. Yeah.
so are you an eldest?
No, I'm the youngest
Youngest,
among.
so your
Yeah.
father really happy with you.
Yeah, I'm the youngest among my siblings. So,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. So
So,
actually, I envy the guy who has a daughter because I only
ah.
have two sons. I only have a son, no daughter.
uh, oh, that's okay. I think you're still lucky. You can still. I hope you will have a granddaughter in the future. Okay.
In the future, maybe 30 years later.
All
So
right.
actually, yeah.
Uh,
Traditionally, in Korean
yes.
culture, we prefer son to daughter. But
Mm.
recently, the culture has been changed. So most
Mm.
cases, most couples prefer daughter because they
Mm.
know raising daughter is easier and then spend less money. And then
Uh-huh.
normally daughters think about their parents when they are grown up,
Mhm.
better than sons.
Uh-huh. So it's like changing.
Yes,
The culture is
cultural, yeah,
always.
culture is changed.
I see. But do you have a sibling who is like a
Yeah,
sister,
yeah, I have
older or
two
younger?
sisters. And then
Ah.
when I was young,
Uh-huh.
my mother
Mm.
always gave me give me anything better than my
Oh, your
two
sister.
sisters,
Uh.
and they treat
Uh-huh.
me better. And but now, honestly, my sisters are
Mhm.
doing better to my parents.
Ah.
Yeah, because I live apart from my parents' house, and then I just
Ah.
visit once a month,
Mhm.
and then
Ah.
they live near my parents' house, and then they
Mhm.
visit often, and then yeah, they take care of my parents better than me.
Mhm. Maybe as it's understandable because you live far.
Yeah.
Maybe if you live near from your parents, then you can also visit them every time.
Yes, right.
Yes.
So sometimes
Uh-huh.
my sisters are joking on me. When you're young, your mother always treat you more kinder,
Mm.
and gave you better things. But now,
Mhm.
look at me.
Oh.
We are doing better.
They're also jealous maybe of you.
Yes, but now, yeah, we
Yes.
are getting along, and then we are also, yeah, have a good relation with my
Mhm.
sisters.
Mhm. Are you the oldest?
Yeah, I'm oldest.
So they're your younger siblings.
Yeah, I
Oh,
have
I
two
see.
sisters.
Oh, I think you're lucky then to have a
Yeah, yeah,
sister,
yeah. I
right?
think so. That's why I
Yeah.
I want a daughter.
Oh, sorry, you only have two sons. But I'm sure
Yeah,
you will also be very proud of them
yeah.
in the
Then what about
future,
you? What
having
about
two.
you?
I only
When you
have
are getting yeah.
most of us, we are all women. We are all girls. Four
Ah,
girls.
oh. So you want a
No boy.
son? No, you,
I uh I want
then
to
what
have a
about you?
brother. I'm
Ah,
not married yet.
yeah. But
I'm
if you
not
get
married.
married,
Uh-huh.
so
Maybe
which
one
one?
boy, one girl.
One boy. Ah, it's very fair.
Yeah, but I'm not sure I'm not sure about it. But I just want to have a one girl, one boy. It would be
Yeah,
fair, I
yeah.
think.
I recommend two
Yes.
girls. Two girls better.
Two girls. In my family, all of us are girls.
Mm.
So
You
like
wanna
I
present a son, grandson to your parents?
maybe. All right. Of course, I want to also have like a brother. So yeah, but I
Yeah.
think it depends on the situation, girl or boy. It's okay. I think it would
Ah,
be okay for me. Yes.
yeah. So sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as much as possible, I think there is a fear. One girl, one boy.
One girl and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. It seems that Korea usually have like one or two kids.
Yeah, but nowadays,
Mhm.
average birth rate is 1.2. It's less than, much less
Oh.
than 2.
Hmm.
Most case, only one or no baby.
At all. Okay.
Yeah,
So, in
because
your
uh,
opinion, what could be affect or what's the reason?
the
Why?
the main reason is nowadays,
Hmm.
young generation, young people don't want to get married in the early age.
Mm,
So
mhm.
even though when I was young, maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago,
Yes.
early 30, 32 or 33 is the perfect ideal age for getting
Ah.
married. But
Mhm.
now, even though for ladies, women, they
Yes.
are late 30, but they don't think about that. They don't think about that seriously.
Mm.
They just want to enjoy their single life as long as they can.
Mhm.
So around me, there are lots of singles, but they don't want to get
Ah.
married.
Oh.
So it's
Why?
basically, basically,
Yeah.
it's an economical problem
Mm.
because
Mhm.
getting married and then raising babies, kids, uh, needs
Yes.
lots of money. Before getting married, we have to find a good apartment or house. But in
Mhm.
Korea, house fee and apartment fee is really high. And then
Yes.
raising kids take lots of money. Public education, not even public education. We need lots of private education.
Mhm.
So,
Ah.
so, and then the unemployed rate,
Mhm.
unemployment rate is very high these days. So
Mhm.
almost half of graduate students cannot
Mhm.
find their job in in a year.
But your population is low, so what's the problem maybe of the employment rate too?
Pardon?
Like the employment rate is high, right? The problem,
No,
unemployment
no, very
low,
low.
unemployment very
Unemployment
low.
unemployment rate is very high,
I see. But like the birth rate is also very low these
very
days.
low, very low.
Uh, hmm Everything is really changing.
That's right.
I think it's a big
Because
issue, right?
the main
Uh-huh.
the main is Korean society is very competitive,
Mhm.
and then we have to survive from the lots of among the lots of rivals.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you're lucky to have stayed in a better job or a stable job right now.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. So
Uh-huh.
when I have a small talk with my colleagues, younger
Mhm.
colleagues, and then
Mhm.
sometimes I tell them about my younger when I was young. It's
Mhm.
easier to find a girlfriend
Oh.
or boyfriend, and then finally their spouse,
Mhm.
and then
Mm.
yeah. But nowadays it's not easy.
Oh. Oh, so how people meet their spouse or future like meet girlfriends?
In
Are
Korea,
most people
normally, yeah,
yeah?
just friends or during the work or during
Mm.
their university, they found.
Mhm.
Or sometimes we find their spies during the blind date.
So blind is very common way
Yes, right.
also, yeah, to
Yeah,
find their partners. Well, like everyone are so busy that they
yeah,
don't have much time already to
yeah,
have their social life also.
yeah.
Mhm. I see. But is your government doing something maybe on this kind of
Yes,
issues?
right. Actually,
Yeah.
actually, this government spends lots
Mhm.
of money and budget to promote birth rate higher
Mhm.
and then make people get married, and then they try to support house and then other education academy
Mhm.
to new married couple, but that's not enough. You know, in Korea,
Uh,
especially in Seoul,
mhm.
3 rooms apartments is more than more than $500,000.
Dollars. Oh my, it's really
five
so
hundred
expensive.
thousand dollars. So the
Oh.
cost is almost same with the American house, two-story
Mm,
house.
yeah. If you will buy your own house
But
there.
our GDP
Uh.
is a third of American. So that's the
Mm,
problem. We have to live in that kind of very hard situation.
mhm. Yes.
But
So,
yeah,
yes. By the way, are you living in Seoul or other
I
city?
live in Seoul. I live in Seoul.
I see. Okay. So, like, housing fee also in Seoul compared to other cities or Korean cities would be,
Yeah,
Seoul would have the highest or expend the most expensive
yeah,
housing, right?
almost doubled than other
Oh.
cities.
Mhm. Wow. So maybe because of the big responsibility that some
Yeah,
people try not to get married or have their children already.
that's right. So in Seoul, we
Yes.
have to. Many people prefer to live in Seoul because there are lots of better chance to getting
Mhm.
a job, and then there are lots of educational infra and then cultural infra in Seoul. It's
Mhm.
just concentrated in one town.
One town. Mhm. So how about for other areas? Is it okay that like some people I heard
Yeah,
Busan also is the big one biggest,
Busan is the
yes,
second biggest city in
second
Korea.
biggest city. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and yeah, maybe several years ago, government
Mhm.
spent lots of budget to make the Busan better place to live people,
Mhm.
but now it's almost yeah, it's not very effective.
Uh,
Only
so
some
mostly.
spot in Busan has
Mhm.
good infra, but other places just so.
I see. So still Seoul is the middle of everything.
Yeah.
Yes. I see.
But
So,
you know Jeju Island? Jeju
oh
Island is a
yeah.
really beautiful uh, island, and then many people who want
Mhm.
to live there without any stress. And then that's a kind of a big boom. Yeah, several
Mhm.
years ago, and then many people moved to Jeju Island.
Oh, wow. wow. Is the price in Jeju Island or land compared to Seoul? Jeju would be more expensive or Seoul still? It's more
Now, yes,
expensive.
yeah, now it's more expensive.
Oh, wow. Mhm. Okay, it's increasing as time goes by.
Yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh. But have you ever thought also that you want, of course you're working there, your work is in Seoul, so have you ever thought of like moving maybe to Jeju Island too?
Oh, yes, right. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Actually, in Korea, Korea's winter is
Yes.
very cold nowadays. It's colder than before.
Mm-hmm.
So I have in mind when I retire, then
Mm-hmm.
I go to southern part of Korea or move to America, San
Mm-hmm.
Francisco or
LA,
San Diego.
San Diego, California.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
So you
California.
have planned to migrate abroad.
That's right. Actually, I used
Mm-hmm.
to study in San Diego for 1 year,
Ah.
uh, 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like the weather and then their culture and the people who live in
Mm-hmm.
San Diego.
I see. So you already also experienced like an English speaking country. You have stayed
Y-
there
That's right.
for education or for work.
For education. Yeah,
Mm. Mm-hmm. Wonderful. So those
yeah.
are like your target countries that you want to go,
That's
if it's
right.
possible.
Actually,
Uh-huh.
actually,
Mm-hmm.
many people worry about uh, that America is a very dangerous country because
Yes.
there are lots of gun incidents. Yeah,
Yes.
but San Diego is the most safe city,
The most say or the safest city.
safest
Mm-hmm.
city in America.
Mm-hmm. Especially you've been there already, so you have experienced
That's right.
something
Yeah,
or other things about it. Mm-hmm. Okay. So US. Of course, if you plan to move there, like, do you want to migrate with your whole family if you are given the chance?
sure, sure, sure. My wife
Mm-hmm.
also want to go there because when I was
Mm.
there, my wife visited me for 3 weeks.
Ah, I see.
So she also really likes the San Diego.
Mm-hmm. A lot of you have an experience about it.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah. So I think it's a wonderful thing that you are able to consider that one. But
yeah,
of course, after retirement, like you're thinking about moving to another country after retirement,
yeah.
have you ever thought about moving it like earlier or these days? You should move there like that. The earlier,
Yeah,
the better. Mm-hmm.
if I can find a decent job in other country, I could. I
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will.
Mm-hmm.
Because in Korea, especially in Seoul, it's not
Mm-hmm.
easy to raise kids without stress. Also, my kids,
Uh-huh.
even though they are elementary school students, they have lots of homework and work to study to do. And then
Mm-hmm.
during the weekdays, they have to study until 11 p.m. That's
I'm
yeah,
sleeping
that's
at
a
the
very
time.
hard time for them.
Yeah.
And my wife,
Educational system.
yeah,
Mm.
my wife told me that's necessary for their future life. Without that,
Mm.
yeah, they could get they couldn't enter the better school, and finally they couldn't get a decent job. So
Mm-hmm.
they have to study very hard, even though they are very young.
Oh, they are really pressured because of the
Yeah,
competition, as you have said, as you have mentioned a while
yeah,
ago.
yeah. Our
It's
competition is
very
too stiff.
competitive.
Yeah,
Mm. Oh, as young as they're already training themselves to be competitive when they're grown up. Yes.
that's right. That's a
Yeah.
spirit thing.
Okay. It's really so tough, but How about learning English? Do you let your children learn English? I think you are good in speaking English.
Yeah,
So,
of course, of
yes.
course.
Uh-huh.
They go they go to the private academy for
Mhm.
learning English, and then they also online study, and then
Ah.
in school, they also have English classes.
Mhm. Oh, I see. So, at what age did you let them do or let them
Uh,
learn English?
Even though they are 2 years old or 3 years old,
Mhm.
my wife and I read the English book to them. Whether
Ah.
they understand
Oh.
or not, we just want them to familiar with the English intonation and the English words.
Mhm. Oh, so as young as they are, you already expose them to English
Yeah,
language.
yeah. But
Uh-huh.
not very well, just like
Mhm.
Philippine people, Filipinos. We
Mhm.
spend, actually Korean, as you know, Korean spent lots of time and money, resource to learn English and practice English, but
Mhm.
the effectiveness not very high.
Ah, yes. Maybe because they all, yes. Maybe most of my son would say you learn it, but sometimes the application is really, yeah, not that much. You
Yeah,
don't speak most of the time. Mhm.
that's right. Only during the
Uh-huh.
class, only during, yeah, special cases.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But I think it's still a situation wherein you let them
Mm,
have like online classes or going to academy or maybe in
yeah,
school also, then
yeah,
they could be familiarized with some basic English. I think it's
yes,
still
right.
helpful.
Yeah,
Yes. Uh, Wonderful. So all things are really competitive. Oh, I think we talk about different topics right now, but it's
it's
really
okay. Yeah, yeah, it's
yeah.
very interesting to me.
Uh,
Yeah,
okay, good one. So having free talking, it could be a
yeah,
very good one. You can express your ideas freely, right?
yeah.
Okay. So you plan to go to the cafe later?
Cafe
Cafe
later
after this class.
after this
Oh, it's
class.
almost lunch.
Yeah, yeah,
Lunchtime.
yeah. Lunchtime. Actually,
Yes.
in the morning,
Yes.
I ate boiled egg and then sweet
Um.
potato for my breakfast.
Mhm.
So I feel
Yes.
a little bit hungry now.
Oh.
So
Ah.
I go to the cafe and enjoy
Mhm.
some bread and coffee.
Oh yeah, ice americano. I think that will be so perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have
Okay.
more classes later, maybe.
Yeah, maybe
Yes.
in the late afternoon,
Late
I have two more
afternoon.
classes.
All right then. Enjoy your time again. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for
Hope to
your
see you
time right
again.
now. See you
Yeah.
too. Have a great day.
Yeah. Bye
Bye.
bye.
Thank you.